Hello guys, once again it's Matt and today we have another video. Thank you all the members, all the Patreons. Make sure to subscribe and let's get into it. As I normally do, I do prediction videos before the patches, right? And I like to do after the patch, basically a look and a talk with you guys to see if I got it wrong or right? So I did one in the 30th of September, just before the patch was released. Or basically just before the patch even started with the devlogs and stuff, what I thought it would come to the game. And it was kind of funny because I kind of gave up on the idea that F100 would come, you know, because I was trying to predict that it would come for a very long time. It was already past the time of these aircraft to be added, to be honest. I mean, it should have been added a long time ago, and always I thought that this thing would be added. And the one time that I didn't include in the prediction videos that I normally do before the patches, it got added, right? So yeah, kind of funny. But I think I'm going to do the prediction videos for the December patch, but probably next week, not today, not this week. And today we're going to just take a look on the 3 predictions that I did and see if I got it wrong or right, okay? So the first one that I did was actually that it would be a small update. That was kind of obvious, you know, it always normally is, and it became, you know, it became a small update. It was a very, very small update. I mean, we had like literally 3 aircraft being added, so it wasn't anything crazy. It was some cool additions. I think the MiG-29G, the F-111, they're all very, very cool additions, and I think they were needed. The GH for the Chinese, I mean, all very cool and needed additions in my opinion. But of course it was a small update, and as I predicted, it was very, very small. Nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy, just filling gaps in the tech tree that needed to be filled. That's pretty much what it is, right? And after that, I tried to predict that the Hungarian tech tree for air would come, and oh boy, I was wrong. I just had this feeling because last year, of course, we had the Finnish tech tree being added, or the subtree for the Swedish, right? And my idea was that they would add another tech tree like that, since they just add the Hungarian subtree for the you know, the Italian tech tree in the tanks. I would probably say that they would add it for the air as well, right? But I got it wrong. They didn't add it yet. I think they will in the future. I might include that in prediction videos or even talk about in the future, but right now, I mean, it wasn't added, so I got the second wrong. So I got one right and one wrong, and then the last one is kind of weird, I gotta be honest. The last one was a semi kind of getting it right that I did, because I tried to predict that more missiles would be added for the nations, and what I meant about that was R-73s, AIM-9Ms, missiles like that for more nations. As you know, there are a lot of nations that don't have those missiles yet. We don't have it in the Sweden, you know, in China I don't think we have it, and some of the other nations, I mean, there were a lot of nations. Germany didn't have it before, and even like the UK, for example. The UK only has it in the Harrier, which is an 11.7, so it's kind of like, okay, it's alright, but I mean, it could be better, right? So my idea was that they would probably add something like this, and they didn't, kind of did. You know, it was half, kind of. And what I mean about that is that they added the MiG-29G with the R-73. So at least for one nation, it actually got better. It really did get better. It's a nation that was really in a need for a new I wouldn't say a new MiG because it's basically the same aircraft, but at least better weaponry to fight the proper or fight properly, you know, the new missiles that got added, the new aircraft that got added in the last patch before this one, right? So although a lot of these nations didn't receive anything, at least Germany is receiving something. And I think it's kind of a matter of time until everybody has these types of missiles. I still don't understand why we don't have, for example, the AIM-9 what's it called, the Swift, I think it's called, or something like that, for the British, which was basically a modification for the AIM-9G and AIM-9L that became kind of more on par with the AIM-9M afterwards. Maybe that as an addition with the ICE for Germany as well. Stuff like that, I think, you know, are just needed to be added, right? So hopefully in the future we will see something like that, but right now only Germany is receiving with the 9G, which is, I mean, it's the same aircraft as before, but with a new missile, right? And I'm not gonna get mad about it, but it is quite weird. Maybe with the addition of Fox 3 missiles and stuff like that, we will see more of these. Remember, we have BR compression in the game, okay? We do have that, and it's something that it's really, really hard to escape from. So even when we receive Fox 3 missiles and Beta Raiders and 90s aircraft for most nations, there are still some aircraft, like for example a Nets or I don't know, an F-16A, older MiG-29s, all these aircraft that will not receive maybe, depending on the situation, Fox 3 missiles, but they will still be there, you know, fighting these aircraft that will get the Fox 3 missiles, like an Eurofighter and a Gripen and stuff like that. Why? Because of the BR compression. I doubt that it will add such a BR gap that, for example, an F-16A at 12.0 will not face a Gripen with AIM-120s. It's really, really doubtful that we will see that. So that might be the thing that they are waiting for. The increasing performance for the top tier itself, and increasing BR for even a higher BR than 12.3, with the addition of Fox 3 missiles being basically making or creating the necessity of these aircraft to receive something like more R-73s, AIM-9Ms, AM-3s and everything like that. But yeah, so I got one wrong, one right technically, and one half right, kinda, or 1/3 right. So I think it was all right. It wasn't that bad, but I need to get better at that. Next week I will think a little bit about it, and I have some very cool things that are they're pretty much confirmed, so we will talk about it next week. But then I will do my prediction videos for the next patch. That, remember, it's not that far off. 1 month from now we will probably already see dev vlogs and stuff like that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, and I see you guys on the next one. Bye guys.